We're back with Terra Nullius. And you guys are tramping through the hills. I guess my only question for you is, Toity, are the hills alive with the sound of music?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I thought so.
So we're definitely not moving stealthily.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's why I was so surprised that I rolled a 22.
You are stealth fluting.
I sound like the birds.
Right, yeah, it just sounds like birds chirping, yeah.
If you're trying to sound like the birds, I would like you to roll a performance check.
That's a good question.
You'll sound like the birds.
Yeah, cool. So you guys are
19.
Oh, you actually did it? Oh. There you go.
I'm a
Yeah, you sound like
birdie.
and like that's impressive too, right? Because like you have to imitate birds that aren't native to like a land that you are used to, right? These are not birds that you're used to, so you just kind of make it up. I don't know what South American birds
over last week.
But yeah, fair.
I
Okay.
look at him playing his bagpipes, and I'm like, oh, man, I really want to play my flute right now. Like,
No, I have the panpipes out, not the bagpipes.
Oh, whatever. But I have to have my crossbow ready, so I can't. Or longbow.
You always do that.
No,
It's so funny. It's so funny every time. Okay, so which hex do you guys want to go to next? The one directly to your left.
Around. Yeah.
Okay. Let me reveal that for you.
Have there been any caves where we've been traveling?
Not as of yet. But look at that.
Oh my god, it's a cave.
Like, yeah, a cave.
So you are met. I'm gonna drag you guys over to your map. You guys are walking along, and you start to see like a decidedly like. At first, it looked like a game trail, but now you're not so sure. It looks maybe a little bit more used for that than that. A little bit more defined. And you're making your way along this like path, and everybody make a perception check for me real quick, because I'm curious.
There it is.
Wow.
Well, someone's paying attention.
There you go. Toity and Alyssa. Toity and Alyssa. Toity and
I also just have a question in general. Is if our perception check that we roll is lower than our passive perception, do we get what we roll, or would it be our passive perception?
It would be what you roll.
Okay.
On any other, like if, yeah, in situations like this, maybe it makes more sense to not just have you use your passive perception. I wasn't really thinking about it. So I'll remember that for the future. But yeah, because usually it's like you'd roll when you're like actively looking, which you may be in this situation. Who knows? But let me roll.
I would think I am, at least.
Yeah, right.
As am I, probably.
Something, row your boat to myself.
Yeah. Willow feels. I thought I checked that. Apparently that didn't work. I checked. I promise you, I checked the box that wouldn't have that NPC name show anymore, and apparently I didn't. Wait a second. Why was I? What? Why was I rolling that?
Why were you?
That was the wrong thing to roll. Give me a second here.
Well, no, whatever it is, they know they have a -1 to wisdom. Wisdom Dex. That makes less sense than wisdom.
All right. So, Toity and Ari, you are aware suddenly that you're surrounded. So you're on this little.
This was a bad idea.
I should have split off from the group, then we wouldn't all be surrounded. And you guys would have been stealthy.
As I noticed, oh wait, let me double check on comprehend languages. As I noticed, do I notice? But do I have an idea that they're not yet? Like
so, I mean, right? You don't like get immediately attacked is the thing, right? Like suddenly there aren't arrows coming from the underbrush.
Is it the kind of thing though that we're surrounded, but they don't think we know yet?
I think so. I think that's what it is. Yeah, totally.
As I noticed that, I kind of start reaching in my pouch. I pull out the salt and charcoal and start putting it on my ears and casting the spell. Comprehend languages.
All right, make a stealth check to see if you can do that like inconspicuously.
+6, please help me.
That's one that you need advantage on.
So as like Tweety's doing this, I like lean down to him and I'm like, any bright ideas?
I'm working on it. So do I get through the entirety of the spell?
How long does it take to cast?
It doesn't really say.
It's just like one action, right? Like it's
Casting time, 1 action, yes.
yeah. So I mean, 6 seconds. Yeah, of course you do.
Okay. So
Yes, you
I'm
get
gonna
through that. Yeah.
I'm gonna reach in my pouch and pull out take out the tablet, kind of put it on the top of my pouch, and take out the roll with the name. I wrote this on the different page. Room Chakab. I'm gonna have that written down. I'm gonna pull it out and point it, kind of just hold it out in front of me, or just have it ready, because I can tell that they're not. I can tell that they're not out yet, and I don't want to make it obvious that I've seen them necessarily. Even though I just do stealth check.
Yeah. So I mean, so you pull out this like piece of paper and you've written this on cloth, right? Yeah. But
I don't like pull it out yet because I don't.
Okay, so you just kind of get it out. Yeah.
I get it out, but don't pull it out.
Sure. And I think, right. So Darius and Raya, you aren't aware of what's happening exactly. They just like Ari and Toady just stopped.
Oh, there I am.
And you guys are all right here.
Can I like ready an action without like alarming
You can make a stealth check, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. You see, you very, very carefully and slowly start getting out your weapon. And I'm assuming you guys are maybe like walking, like still walking, kind of, right? Because like obviously, if you're doing this stealthily, where you don't want them to notice that you've noticed, you guys are probably maybe just like you just slowed down ever so slightly and are kind of like just looking around at the scenery, that sort of thing.
I like kind of like start running into their backs, and I'm the annoyed person who like people in front of them just started walking really slowly. So I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, and I kind of like go to like make a pass around them.
I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm just kind of like walking along.
After I've pulled out the cloth too, I'm gonna kind of then put the pan pies back up to my up to my mouth, start playing them, but a little quieter and kind of a little more, so I can still hear what's going on around me.
Sure. Okay, so suddenly so obviously you don't know, like, you know there's something around you. You're surrounded. There's things in the underbrush in the trees around you, and like up on that cliff over there. You know there's something, but they're hidden. You see just glimpses of something moving, and then you hear what sounds like a dying animal. You hear just like like this like weird like screech that sounds like an animal's just like dying off over here in like the underbrush.
And I hear this as a dying animal, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Can I locate where the noise is coming? I know where it's coming from, right?
Yep, it's coming from like right over here. Yeah.
I'll have put away my panpipe at this point.
Can you take the like the sight thing off of my character so I can see like the whole map, just like as a.
Just look around. You can drag your character, rotate your character.
I mean, yeah, you can only really see.
Yeah. As a player to be able to see the whole thing.
What would be handy is if there was a function that you could see, this is what the player sees, this is what the character sees.
I think that's probably what are we be able to see anyway. And
No, that's fine. Never mind. It's all good. So I kind of turn towards the cliff where the noise is coming from.
Yeah, so it's coming from like right here.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. That cliff.
Yep.
Can we recognize what it is?
You can make a nature check. Someone can make a nature check.
I'll try.
I notice it. Do I hear this?
Yeah, you all hear it. Like, yeah.
Oh, figures.
Figures are
I
angry.
mean, it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So Ari, it sounds like yeah. So Ari and Darius, you kind of. It sounds like. Kind of like a dying rabbit, but a little off. Like, you're not sure if you haven't really. You've seen some like. Okay, so. In canon, this is like a dying capybara, basically, is what this sounds like. But like to you, it kind of just sounds like a dying like rabbit or of some sort.
And when that noise happens, I go, guys, I promise it wasn't me.
Yo, I know.
Yeah, what do you do?
That's it, buddy.
Nothing is jumping out at you. They're not like attacking.
Can I like slowly go up that way?
You can, yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
How long has it been since we've eaten?
I'm assuming you had like breakfast this morning, so like a couple hours.
So are we getting close to the time when we might start getting hungry?
Close-ish, I guess.
Okay. So Darius has just like a small, like you hear just a small little rumble.
Yeah.
So it's like, if it's a dying rabbit or some other creature, maybe we could put it out of its misery and have a small snack.
I just shake my head and I wanna move like one spot closer.
Okay. The sound comes again.
I move one more spot closer.
The sound just kind of continues on and off. It's still in the same. It's coming from like those underbrush over there.
I'm gonna probably follow a little bit behind.
Okay.
I also follow slightly behind, and I'd like to do a could I do a perception check to see if it's something that? Okay, so basically, I have danger sense, which I have advantage on dexterity saving throws against sea, such as traps and spells.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of want to see if I can perceive if there's anything that's maybe off about this. Like
Sure. Yeah. Anyone who wants to in this situation can make a perception check.
91!
Whoa! So Darius, you get this feeling on the back, like the hairs go up on the back of your neck. You remember? I mean, I'm sure you and Ari both have hunted for your food at various points in your life. This is a common trick used by like people who want to catch like animals, who want to catch animals, or like people who would come investigate this sort of thing. It's basically just like a hunting call, basically, right? Like it's to have predators come check out the sound and then jump them. So you start to hear this sounds a little bit more artificial than it should.
Ari, stop. It's a trap.
And right when you say that, everybody roll initiative.
Oh, I was about to do something.
Okay,
too.
yeah, you just go ahead. What were you gonna do?
I was gonna call out the name of the ogre.
Okay,
Can you
all
speak
right.
that name?
Yum Chikab.
Yeah, sure.
If I wrote it down, I would have guessed. I would have practiced. Well, would I have known how it was pronounced?
Well, that's the thing. You don't know how to. You don't know how to pronounce necessarily.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right?
Okay, I'll give you that.
You know like the writing stuff for your but not you know what sounds would come in your language, but you don't know how it's pronounced exactly in theirs.
Okay.
I mean, you can hold it up, I guess. I think everybody's still gonna have to roll initiative because I don't think that's not gonna stop what's gonna happen here. So make sure you're clicking on your token.
I did.
Excellent.
Mine was horrible.
Now wait, since I had an action ready, I know that they jump out at me, but can I just release the arrow that I have?
Yeah, you were holding an action, so yeah, you were you're gonna here, give me a second. I need to clear the initiative order around here. I can put you all in manually though. I shouldn't have done that. Everybody's roll initiative again.
Good, I can roll better.
Sorry,
Watch me roll worse.
I need to make sure I change the initiative order, or
I rolled worse.
before I do that. Okay, cool. All right. And I wish I need to get a better computer that can handle OBS and Roll20 at the same time. Boop. All right. I'm assuming, Ari, that you're just going to go first, probably. So you see this big old half-ogre looking dude come out from the brush, and he's like trying to like huck a javelin at you, but I think you probably get your shot up before. I'll roll initiative on these people to make sure, but...
Is that thing at the bottom also a half ogre, or is it?
So that one looks bigger and meaner than the other ones.
Looks full ogre.
Yeah, you could say. Man, I'm sorry guys, it's going really slow. Wow, that was a really bad roll.
So was that ogre?
Oh, someone just left. What happened? Oh, Jordan just died. And boom. Wow, that took me forever to roll initiative for 4 people.
Man, I wonder if these ogres are hostile.
Shut up.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, yeah, you definitely go first, Ari. So, I'm assuming you would like to shoot this ogre in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
sounds
this
about right.
one's lunging out at me, the one that's closest to me.
Yeah, this one right here. He's like coming up from the brush, and like he has a javelin in his hand. He's like looking to like throw it at you. And yeah, you're gonna shoot him in the face.
So do I get 2 actions since I readied one?
That is an interesting question. I am okay with that.
Call.
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Yeah, because if she was anything but first, she would get 2 actions anyway.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So I pelt him with 1 arrow.
Yep. Do it. She's like, oh gosh, this is an ogre. Wow. Well,
Wow.
what a way to start off combat.
All right.
You readied that action.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Very nice.
So I'm assuming the impact of that one like caught him off guard so much that I was able to.
Oh yeah, for sure, right? He just like stumbles back with his like arrow in his chest, and he's just clutching it, like what?
That I was able to get another one in time to shoot him again. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh.
Nice. So we get the 2 ends of the Ari spectrum here. We see Ari like perfectly take a shot.
That I shoot correctly, and then I'm like, crap.
And then you like freak out, yeah, trying to get your other arrow, and you just like, ah! Yeah, fire it very badly.
Literally, that's what happens. I think what
Yep.
happens is I don't even get it in the thing. It just like I accidentally like throw it like off.
you try to get it, and just like it just comes out. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so it's actually the big old ogre's turn, and he like roars in defiance, and then like starts like climbing up this cliff. So he is gonna, oops, come on now. There we go. So he's gonna climb up the cliff. Yeah, he can barely make it there. So he,
Whoa! Holy.
yeah. So Ari, you turn after like missing with his arrow. You see this gigantic hulking being towering over you with what does he have? A big great club. and he's just like holding it over his head, and he's just trying to smash you.
This is a bad idea.
Ooh, that was a good hit.
Yep.
Whew. Ooh, doggy.
Wow.
That's like
Wow.
That's like half of my hit points right there. Oh, I'm not quite bloody, but I'm pretty like knocked over.
Yeah, that's what's good about being level 3. You have a little bit more to work with.
There you go.
Yeah, so I mean, he brings down this giant club, right? And like it like you barely manage to like dodge it away from just being like completely crushed, and like it like whacks you. And it would be Darius's turn, but Jordan is not here.
Did his internet cut out?
Yeah, I mean he's on it. Yeah, his Zoom. He left Zoom, so I don't know.
And he's not logged in on the Roll20 anymore either.
Oh yeah, so maybe he's just his whole internet went out or his computer.
It says he's on Messenger.
I just sent a message.
Wait,
But that lasts a little
he said
longer.
computer froze, restarting now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go. So we'll just let him take his turn whenever he gets back.
Okay.
We'll just have him pop in the initiative order. So Riot, it's you.
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. So, like, is that a cliff in front of me, or is that a big rock? Like, can I still?
That's a big rock. So you
see
can't.
that
You
one?
can definitely see the ogre, because it's very tall. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a little difficult to like. I mean, it's difficult terrain to like go through to get to him at least.
Okay, so.
If you were trying to like shoot him with your crossbow, you'd probably be fine.
Or like a spell,
Mhm,
it would
yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, it's tall enough that you can get a hit on it without much difficulty.
Well, I'm going to try and hit him with a guiding bolt.
Ooh, fancy.
Hmm.
That hits, yeah.
That hits?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, okay.
Very low AC.
Yeah. 17 radiant
Oh
damage.
my gosh. So remind me again what this guiding bolt looks like.
My eyes are like glowing silver, and it's just like
mhm.
silver light shooting out of my hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, the silver light just engulfs this ogre, and he's like dazed and like stunned. He just what's going on?
Did more damage than Ari. And
Where are the salt?
I think I'm gonna stay right there behind
It's
my rock.
Probably safe, yeah. All right. It is which ogre's turn? This one up on the cliff. So, you hear a roar from behind you, and a half ogre comes out over the edge of the cliff and hucks a javelin at you, Toity.
I remember what my AC is.
Oop, nope, that's melee. Ignore that. Ignore that roll.
Good. I will ignore that roll because that a hit.
Well,
This is
I did already say ignore that roll, but technically they're exactly the same. The hit, but doesn't matter. So 14. I'm assuming
misses.
It misses. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So this and it's a big javelin, right? Like normally, like human-sized javelin would be not super big, but yeah, this is like a big old like boar spear sort of thing, and just like plunks it to the ground beside your head. And yeah, you like maybe look back over your shoulder, and there's this big old ogre who's getting out another javelin. And then another one over here is also going to throw a javelin at you, Toity, because you're like you're like right there. You're a very tempting target for them.
Small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tasty.
They don't know that yet.
Frack hits.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So you get hit by a javelin. Oof. Man, I'm getting high rolls on this.
Yes, you are. I'm definitely bloodied.
Yeah, so you get impaled by a big boar spear. Right, so you like look over your shoulder at the first one, and maybe you're like about to have a retort, right? Like your classic like Toity retort, like you missed, and then you like, get hit by another one. It's your turn though.
Oh.
Right, I think you might need to pull out all the stops to make sure everybody doesn't die.
Me too. Mm.
For healing.
Toy's going to be very conflicted. He was here hoping to bring peace.
I mean, you can still try that, right? Like, you can absolutely still roll a persuasion roll.
I can't talk to him.
That's very true. Oh, so I guess you've been hearing like them in their language, right? They've been saying like,
oh, what have they been saying?
Right, they've been saying stuff like, you know, attack, you know, hit the small one, that sort of thing, right? Like, for the mother, you heard one of them say for the mother.
I heard one say for the mother.
Yes.
Oh, which one said that?
The big old ogre, the one with the club.
Big old ogre.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna do something stupid.
Awesome, do it.
I'm going to come up to him.
Oh, jeez.
Face him. Get on. Cast healing word on myself as I'm walking over there because I'm about to die. I can do that as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm. So you like huck the javelin out of your stomach and like heal it. Yeah.
Oh, I can cast it as a higher level spell. Might need to. Give me a second. I haven't done that before. Increase it by a D4. Do I want to? Come on, D20. Oh! No, wait, no, I'm not going to cast Calm Emotions, then it'll be pissed at us. I'll cast it as a second level spell on myself to heal for 7.
Okay.
Which should at least let me take 1 hit.
So at 10 altogether, is that what it means?
No, I just heal for 7 points.
Well, no, well, the higher level cast gives you 3 more, it looks like.
Oh, it didn't...
If you meant to do that.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I haven't done it before. Oh, yes. So I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go up to him.
Much less bleeding.
Get down on my knees, which isn't... Actually, no, I probably don't get down on my knees because I'm already really short. I'm already really short compared to him. I'm going to take the roll of cloth out, put it out in front of him, and put it right in his face.
All right. Roll for something. I'm trying to decide what this is.
Persuasion?
I don't know if it's persuasion exactly.
Like performance?
I think that's what it is. I think it's performance check. Because you're not trying to like get him. You can't say anything to him, right? You're just trying to get him to like stop. You're doing it like in this flashy way, yeah. I'm gonna make a wisdom save for him.
Oh, come on! Why'd I have to roll a 10?
DC 10. I'm gonna have him roll wisdom.
Actually, can I use my inspiration?
Not after the fact. You cannot.
Oh.
You know.
Oh.
So is that good or bad?
That's good. Yeah. So he failed. He failed anyway. So it still works on him. So you roll out this cloth, and he stops, and he looks at you and he says, "Yum-Shakob?"
I'm gonna nod my head yes.
Yeah, and I think he like holds up a hand. He says, "Stop, brethren!" And this is the thing, right? Like the rest of you have been hearing these like guttural, like, you know, like vicious roars from these things. But Toity, with your comprehend languages, it sounds like just a big bass guy, right? Like bass voice sort of guy.
I'm gonna say as soon as it says, I'm like, "They're stopping! They're stopping!"
Yeah, so we can pause initiative order. So yeah, he looks at you and he says, "Speak, little man."
I'm gonna point to my throat and just shake my head like,
"You cannot speak? What good are you then, little man? No speak. Use writing?"
I'm gonna take the tablet out of the bag and hand it to him.
Okay, so he looks like he like at first he says, "Nope. What are you reaching for?"
I'm gonna point to the cloth thing.
"You have Yum-Shakob in your pack?"
I'm gonna like this.
So he looks
Pull that
intrigued.
Yumchikob's head.
I'm gonna grab. So I'll slowly. I'll just go like hold my hand up, grab the tablet, and hand it towards him.
Yeah. So he reaches out and takes it. He scans it over. How did you get this?
How do I do this?
I love the way the spell works.
To think about it.
Yeah, I love the way the spell works because like it totally changes the tenor of how this conversation goes, right? Like, yeah.
I'll point to the cloth and yeah, do kind of what so I point to the cloth and go, and then I'll take off my hat and put it towards my heart and kind of bow my head as a sign of respect.
Oh man, that could be misconstrued real bad. Make a persuasion test.
Persuasion or performance?
I feel like it's more persuasion this time.
I think it is. I think it's more persuasion.
But they're both the same for me in a sense.
Okay.
I still think that should have been intimidation.
Well, if you.
How much have you missed, Jordan?
I just got here.
So the ogres attacked them. A couple of them got hit. Toity went over and like held up the cloth with the Yumchikob's name on it, and then like cast the spell, comprehend languages, and all that stuff. And
I already.
You already did that, yeah. But like you're talking to him now, or not talking to him, but he's talking to you. And
trying to communicate.
There is attempted communication happening here. They're not attacking you anymore, at least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think like the half ogre like next to the big guy is like still like clutching his stomach and like whimpering slightly at like the arrow that's like lodged there, and he looks over at the big guy and he says, oh crap, name generator quickly. He says the big guy's name and he says it hurts. and the guy looks over and he's like, shut up. This important.
I'm gonna do something else stupid.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm just going for it. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on the ogre.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, what do you don't have to like go towards him or anything, you can just do it.
Oh, and I did the wrong spell slot for that. I don't think I have to. What actually do I have to touch him? Because it says Healing Word, so I take it. I don't think
so.
Healing Word is 60 feet range.
Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
So I'm just gonna take a deep breath, start taking a breath, pointing towards him, and cast Healing Word. Oh, I did it wrong. At a first level. Yeah, it's not bad for first level.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't heal all of it. But
I know, but
no, right, but
I'm
like
trying to be diplomatic.
No, for sure, right. And the guy, right, like the guy looks over and he's like, oh, Oatley, he healed me, Oatley. And Oatley, who you can see is the big guy. Oatley. Oatley. The big guy looks back at the other ogre and he says, Manawia, you feel better? What have you done, little man?
How do I mime this?
See y'all.
Okay, I have an idea. Wait, is this how prestidigitation works?
What do you want to do with it?
I don't know if I can do what I want to do with it. I gotta remember what prestidigitation can do.
Well, go ahead and like, what do you want to do with it, and then? Or do you not even know what you want to do with it yet?
I have an idea. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna. This is so dumb. I'm gonna like.
Seth, I love that you just laugh at your own plans like all the time. You're so amused by everything that you care.
I'm not amused. I'm just like, this is so dumb. I don't know if this is gonna work. It's more of a nerve slap.
Bring it.
So I'm gonna like use prestidigitation to make a what looks like a scar appear on my arm, and then I'm gonna put my hand over it, and as I put over it, it like looks like it heals.
Right. Of course.
Healing magic.
Make a deception check, I guess.
Deception?
It's not going to be super difficult, but I mean, it's basically what you're doing.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Oh, frick. That was almost a crit fail.
Yeah, so, I mean, he doesn't exactly just be like, oh, you're faking it. But he says, he just looks kind of confused, and he's like, so, Yumchakab? What do you know of Yumchakab? Take us to Yumchakab.
I turned to the guys like, they want him. They want us to take him to the ogre.
I think there's a little problem with that.
And Oatley turns to like the other guy, and he's like, they sound like little chipmunks, chittering away.
I'm gonna.
So
okay.
what? Raya, Ari, and Darius, like, how are you reacting to this situation?
I'm just kind of like, this is what Tordy wanted to get into.
Yeah, sure. You're just like,
Like he needs to make whatever call.
Do I have the map, or do we all have a map, or does someone have the map?
Ari has a map. Yep.
I'm gonna say, Ari, map.
I very begrudgingly, slowly hand it over to him.
I'm gonna take the map. I'm gonna unroll it on the ground and point to the tower.
Okay. Let me roll for the ogre. See if you can figure out, like, if you can figure out like where that could be.
Or understand what a map is.
Hey, they're not savages. I mean, maybe they are, but they at least have a writing system.
They can write.
Yeah, no. So he looks at it and he nods his head and he's like, yes, the river. So he is at the river then, and you said he has fallen? This is unfortunate, man who does not speak. Does Toy like pause?
There's one more last. Yeah, there's like.
Yeah, so he looks at you and he says, "So, bring us to him."
I'm trying to like. They want us to bring us to the ogre. Bring him to the ogre.
Did you tell him that the ogre is dead?
Yes, I did.
And he still wants to see it?
Yes, he does.
I mean, I don't have a problem.
So so Oatley looks at the
fact that one of my arrows.
What to say? He's gonna see that the arrows attacked.
Right? Yeah.
So he's all like hacked up. So.
But also he's gonna be decomposed.
So Oatley looks over the tablet again. He seems like contemplating, like stroking his chin, and he says, I knew this was a foolish quest of his. I told him not to go. He like, shakes his head sadly.
I'm gonna kind of like kind of a confused look, like.
He says, Yumchakab was my son. He goes like this.
I'm gonna pull like it's kind of like how do I say I'm sorry in this way?
Just kind of bow your head.
I'm gonna just bow my head. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna bow my head and say to the guys. I'm gonna just bow my head and say, just kind of fear in my voice. Say we killed his son.
Right.
I'm gonna pull out my
Mutter under my breath. Well, crap.
I'm gonna pull out my
I like
pan pipes. I'm gonna pull up my pan pipes and start playing a sad song.
Yeah. So, make a performance check.
I like start to tear up at the mention of the fact that we killed his son and Darius' realization that it's technically his fault.
Oh no.
Performance, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Yes! I saw the 2 first.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So I think the ogre, like, he kind of like kneels down as you play the song. He gets on his knees and like puts his great club in his lap, and he puts his hands like this, and he starts like swaying back and forth as you like play the song. And then he sings, and he starts singing. He basically sings something along like, "Long lost son, where have you gone? Over the river of death."
I was expecting Trees from the Vine.
Right, yeah.
Like my mind totally went to Prodigal Child, or to Prodigal Son.
Yeah.
The Crowder version.
Right, yeah. For sure.
Okay, so as I finish the song, I'm gonna put my hand on put my hand on his knee and just kind of bow my head again in
Can
reverence.
you reach that high to his knee?
Yeah. He's like knelt down.
Okay.
And then so I'll put my hand on his knee and just kind of bow my head in reverence. And then
so he turns to you and he seems to like realize something, and he says, "How do you know?"
How do I?
And then he turns to like the rest of your. He's like, "Oh, bigger but still littler people. What? Why can they not speak either?"
I'm gonna point.
None can speak.
I'm gonna point to my ears and show him the charcoal and like the salt on my ears.
Okay. Here, let me make an intelligence save for him.
I'll point to the charcoal on my ears and then do prestidigitation as like do a magical like flurry.
Yeah, so he nods. And he says, "Ah, you use the magic of shamans, I see."
Nodding my head.
Like, yes, finally you get it. But he says, "My question remains. How do you know my son is dead?"
And point to my eyes.
"You have seen his body? In the tower, you say?"
Yes. Oh, not my head. Yes.
"And you did not do anything to harm my son, did you?"
I'm gonna shake my head no because I didn't do a thing.
Okay, make a persuasion check just to see if you can like. This is kind of like the last like. Can you convince him of everything you've?
Oh, please roll well,
You
guys.
should have used inspiration.
Oh my god!
It's fine.
There you go.
I'm fine.
Oh, I forgot to tell you have disadvantage on that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. I did
Yeah.
squat.
Yeah. So the ogre
is
nods. The ogre nods very slowly, and he says, "Brothers, we travel this day down to the river valley. These small ones will show us the corpse of my son, and we will give him a proper sending across the river of death."
Okay.
And yeah, you guys just hear him go.
I'm at a point where it's like, we're bringing him to his son. He, from the sounds of it, he means us no harm.
Until he realizes that we're the ones who brutally.
Oh no, he knows nothing.
What do you say, little chipmunks?
I point to the map and I point in the direction, and I'll point in the direction and.
He probably didn't say chipmunks. He probably says like rats or squirrels or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure what is in South America exactly. I don't
Rodents
think,
or something.
some
like that.
sort of rodent. But yeah, they translate roughly like small little rodent.
Okay.
Okay, what were you saying, Tony? Sorry.
I point on the map towards the tower and point in the direction, and I look to him.
Yeah, so he just like gestures.
I kind of once I realized that we're not in any like immediate danger, I
Yeah.
kind of look at him and I like point to myself and I'm like,
Wait, you point
Wait,
yourself and do what?
because I'm badly hurt.
Oh, right. So are you pointing to Toity or like the ogre?
Like kind of just like gesturing around. I'm like,
Yeah, like is everyone okay with the fact that I am injured? Yeah.
Like I was saying, look, we're not dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so Oatly like sees this and he says, and so he reaches down really slowly and he's like gonna put his hand on your head unless you move it away.
Like me?
Yeah.
I kind of freeze, like...
Yeah. So he, like, pats your head very softly, and he says, "Tell the little one, I am sorry for hurting her head."
He says he's sorry for hurting your head.
I would like to roll an insight check on
just go,
Toity. I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to roll an insight check to see if Toity is actually saying what he says.
Right. Like, if you're just, like, lying to everyone about... Yeah, sure. Go ahead. As far as you can tell, he's not, like, overtly, like, trying to, deceive you or anything.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put the stuff in my bag, and it says, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah, and he turns back to the guy who got hit with by an arrow, and he says, "Manawia, go back to the clan and tell them I have made a journey with the small rat people. I will be back soon."
Toity,
Okay.
where's that one going?
It's going back to the clan. It's telling him
there's
it's
more of
traveling.
them.
It's telling it it's traveling with us. They now know we mean no harm.
Wait,
For now.
now hold on. You said they are going back to the clan, but we were going to the clan. So if they're not going and they're coming with us, where are we going?
We are going with him to show him his son.
Yeah, so one of the ogres is going. The guy who got hit is going back.
Yeah, I know that. But
Yeah, okay.
sorry, it doesn't
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So as like Manawia like starts to step away, like Oatly like comes up to him and like whispers something to him. You can't quite catch unless you want to make a perception check.
Oh, we're perception.
Okay.
Okay, I was about to, but I realized it wouldn't do me any good.
Man, I've not been rolling great, but I've not been rolling poorly.
So you catch like one word, no, two words. You hear the word mother and danger.
Okay.
These mothers are in danger.
I'm gonna look to the Oatly and look to him. So like after he's done, it's like questioning look, like see if he says.
He just
anything
gestures again, like lead on.
Okay, so we start walking.
And then I just want to say, already my intention when we get to the tower is I want to be the first one in so I can like block the door going upstairs to the orb.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys travel then.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
How is Buck responding to all of this?
So that's actually a good question. I need to like copy Buck onto the map so I remember he's there. I'm assuming maybe he was like just flying around at like while this was happening, so he like comes back down and like just so you don't have to explain why he didn't do anything. And so he like flies back down and like comes by Ari and like squawks at you like confusedly.
And I kind of look at Buck and I go,
I'll let you know later. And he kind of like he nudges like your do you have material components for any of your spells, Ari? Or is it all like just like verbal and stuff?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on, what does the S stand for again?
S is somatic, so that's motion.
Oh yeah, so no, I don't require any components.
Okay, cool. So he reaches up with a little talon, like touches your lips, and you know that he means like talk to me.
Oh. All right, since we're walking, I go ahead and do it.
Okay, so you start casting his ritual. Or no, you can't cast his ritual. I think we figured that out, didn't we?
It is a ritual.
Is it a ritual?
Can't.
Okay, you can't. Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
That's what we found out.
I remember that someone couldn't cast stuff as a ritual.
It's a ritual spell.
Okay,
so,
cool. Yeah, so you just take 10 minutes and start like chanting.
Yeah, so like as we're walking, like during
Moving
the
your
10
hands.
minutes, I'm just like.
Yeah, and so once you Rai is very offended by this because she comes from Africa.
He knows what the Lion King is. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so as soon as the spell finishes, Buck says, "What in the world is going on here?"
So apparently the ogre that we killed, Buck, that's his dad. The big one.
Was Buck there when we killed the ogre?
Yeah. But he was a baby though.
He's
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Because we went to the top of the tower and it passed out from the orbit.
Oh yeah.
So apparently now we're taking it to the body, which is just great. Like if you ask me, like this is the stupidest idea we've ever had. Right directly to like the scene of the crime. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's take the father of the person that we killed and just show him the dead body. He's gonna figure this out and this is gonna be awful and I'm gonna die. Actually, no. They're all gonna die and I'm gonna run off. Like, this is just awful. Like she's just like literally ranting to Buck at this point.
Yeah, and you probably don't let Buck get in even a word edgewise, so he's just like nodding. And
do I hear this whole conversation?
I mean, you can understand it, but you can't understand Buck's end at least.
But I'm.
But I mean, so I hear.
Oh no, I guess it would be because Ari, you're speaking in squawks, right? Yeah, because you're speaking. Right. Yeah.
I could understand it. I think. Comprehend languages.
No, because comprehend languages is very specifically like sentient languages, not speaking with animals. That's the thing, right? Like Buck isn't like responding intelligently, really. He's just like it's very terse responses. Like he doesn't have the intelligence to like carry on like complex conversation, and so he's just like nodding and he's like, "This sounds bad."
Right. Which is why I carry most of the conversation with us.
Yeah. He's just agreeing with you that this doesn't sound like a very smart idea, and why are people stupid, and why can't they think like animals and like listen to their instincts?
Lizard brain.
Right, Buck, this is why you're my favorite.
Do you say that in common?
Sure.
Right. Suddenly everybody just like, fuck, this is why you're my favorite. So it takes you guys what is it? Yeah, like 2.5 hours to get back to the ruins at the base of the river. And you guys make your way and like the whole time, I mean, for the remainder of the hour that you have comprehend languages, I think Oatley is continuing to like ask you questions about things and he's getting to the point where he understands that you can only really do like yes and no, and so he's asking you like questions that you can answer yes or no, and then leading you into conversations so that you can get a better understanding. And so he asks you stuff like, who are you? Why are you? Or like, you know, are you here to do blank? Are you here to do this? Like, and so he's trying to like get an idea of like who you people are, why you're here, and why he hasn't seen your kind before.
Okay. Are you here to get the crowd?
Yeah. He says stuff like you look like fire people, but without fire. Right? Like, why no fire?
I look like blue lizard person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You look, and he's also like, why do you have a demon with you?
Yeah.
But he realizes that's not a yes or no question. Then he says, do you have a demon with you to ward off other demons?
I like trying to do like a friend pose, realizing that might not work, but it was
right. So I guess like the question is, right, like how much do you reveal to him about like your actual intentions?
I tell him all that I want to be true.
Right. So it's like, we're here to get treasure, but not you leave out parts about like killing anyone who gets in your way and like colonizing the place. It's just like finding like cool treasure and exploring.
Because I want that to be true.
Right.
I'm going to try and make that be true.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Yeah. So you guys make your way through the hills back to the ruins.
And as soon as we get back to the
no, that's fine. No
as
random
soon as we
encounters.
get back to the tower, assuming no random encounter, I'll cast comprehend languages.
Yep. There's no random encounters. So yeah, you get back to the tower.
Cast comprehend languages. I have 2 spell slots left in my.
I'm going into the tower so I can guard the entrance to the upper floors.
Right. So you just like go into the tower right when you guys get there.
And I'll cast comprehend languages and look towards.
Yeah. So Oatley like looks at you, Toity, and he's like, after he realizes that you've cast the spell again, he points to Raya and says, Why is demon going in? She is not hiding things, is she?
I'll say no. So point to the very top of the tower, and then like do
danger. Make a persuasion test.
Persuasion chest.
Yeah, persuasion chest.
Come on.
You're
It's not natural, but that's a 20.
Keep rolling.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so he nods slowly and he says, good. Your tribe looks out for one another. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Hey.
No, that's true. Some of you look out for each other. Some of you look out for other select members of the group.
Also, when I go up there, if there's like an arrow anywhere near the body, I'm gonna
right. You just like snap it, throw it out the window. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna like put it with my arrows.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I don't want to throw it out the window where they're standing.
True.
I picked up any arrows that I could salvage.
So I'll pick up anything that looks like it could be an arrow. Any little.
Yeah, sure. So Raya, while you're up there, you hear like a long like whisper almost. It's like a hiss kind of something or other. It's just like a long like breathy like sigh almost. It sounds like wind kind of, and it's coming from like above you, and it's weirdly like comforting.
Then I'll go up to the floor with all the dead plants and just like kind of look around and see if there's anybody there.
Yeah, so you see, I mean, it's basically the same as it was before, just some dead animals and plants. But for some reason now it doesn't look as creepy to you as it did before. Like it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, death is a thing that happens. It's fine, and you're not entirely sure why that feeling comes to you, but.
Okay, I'll go back down to the ogre floor then.
Sure, yeah. So you come out and say, "Hey, everybody, we're all good."
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys walk through the threshold of the tower, and let's go ahead and take our second break there. All right, we'll be right back with more Terra Nullius right after these messages.